Leah, you've been involved as a pilot instructor faculty member with the undergraduate research experience that we're piloting on campus in a wider way. And the UGR Initiative has some special kinds of things that are going on, and we've decided as a campus community that for us, research, as you know, would mean at the first year level that the students have an opportunity to create a question, investigate, and then share findings with others. Can you tell us a little bit about how that's looking in your class?
Absolutely. So the UGR Initiative has been great, and it's been fun from the instructor's point of view to add that additional elements to the course content. And I really think the students have enjoyed it because, in all honesty, I'm just approaching it as different pedagogical strategies and teaching and learning techniques to integrate into the classroom. So I think that it's been well received so far in the course. One task that we did in particular was focused on quantitative research, as you said, developing quantitative research questions. And it was about midway through the term, but what was wonderful about it is the students had been provided with content on research questions leading up to that particular class. So the task that we did for a UGR specific task, the students had 5 minutes in a small group, break out into small groups. We were learning about social psychology content at the time, so taking the content that they had been learning so far, come up with a research question in an area of social psychology that interests you. Anxiety in sport, exercise motivations, being influenced by your peers and your family to be active or not. So the students had to break out into small groups, create that research question. They had 5 minutes to do so. Part 2 of the task was a miniature peer review. So what the students did is they literally swapped their question with another group in the class, and they critiqued each other constructively. They gave some feedback on this question isn't quite clear, or what did you mean by the stem in this question, or not quite sure what this term means, could you elaborate? So offered some peer revisions and then swapped them back for part 3 of the task. So each of the parts they only had 5 minutes to work on. So it was a very abbreviated, fun, energetic chance for students to develop questions, critique them, and then when they exchanged them back, they got to revise them. So they really did engage in a miniature peer review process of developing research questions in a content area that was applicable to Kin 122.
Well, and that was so cool because you came up then with a stack of questions with 5 clicker alternative responses, is that
right?
And then you've been using those in class?
Exactly. So Kin 122 uses clickers already, and so as a way for the students to then answer or respond to their research questions that they created, almost serve as the participants in this research process. We've worked through the clicker research questions at the start of a number of different classes that we've been going through. So the students were actually able to continue that engagement, continue that process of the research question making.
Now, there has been some discussion in the academic community about how difficult it is to do undergraduate research in large classes with fixed furniture and hundreds of students.
Yes.
Your class, is it much different than a traditional classroom?
No.
That people could go into small groups?
So there's 125 students in Kin 122. We're in a traditional lecture theater. The tables are fixed. The chairs can move, but there's not really anywhere for them to move to because of the fixed rows. So during this task, the students were just encouraged to make the best of the atmosphere, the environment that they had. If it works for you to physically get out of your chair and move and sit behind someone or sit on the floor or move over into the corner, you know, they were encouraged to do so. It was kind of, they used the environments to their benefit. So.
Well, and you and your research coach were both present and circulating through those 5-minute activity chunks.
Yes.
How did you find that?
So it was great to have the research coach there to help facilitate that activity. And what we did is we did just that. We bounced around from group to group, kind of putting our nose in, answering questions. Some groups, I don't know where to start. What interests you in social psychology? Exercise, motivations, go with it. Other groups were saying, you know, how could we tweak this? Do you have any ideas? And so we were just there to really facilitate the process. The students were really driving the actual making of the questions and revising them and polishing them. And we were just there to offer a hand of assistance.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
You mentioned too that undergraduate research is a teaching strategy. And I'd just like folks to know that if you're interested in using undergraduate research as a pedagogical skill, please contact us at the Guatemala Center for more information on that, because we'd be happy to help you work with that and to get you involved in the pilot and work with other faculty members and instructors. Thank you so much.
Thanks.